It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We got some things happening today. Nicki Minaj dropped Bigfoot responding to Megan Thee Stallion. Benzino dropped something responding to Eminem. So both of these are going to be up on my channel as soon as possible, but I thought we would start with Bigfoot. And I have a bad habit of waking up and looking at Twitter first thing, which I just did before I rolled out of bed. And I saw a lot of people trying to drag Nicki. Now, I haven't heard the song yet, but apparently people aren't very happy with it. And I've seen some people's argument be that she just took her tweets and put them into a song. And I feel like that's such a weird argument, because whenever you make a song, you post the lyrics. Like, that's just, it's like a promotional thing, right? Like, if I write a song and I have certain bars that I like, I'm going to share them on Twitter, Instagram. It doesn't mean that the song is just a compilation of my tweets. It means my tweets are an example of my song. Does that make sense? Like, I don't really understand that argument, but I guess that's how some people look at it. I just think people are reaching at times and they just don't like somebody. So they're like, anything I can say that's going to try to discredit them, I'm going to do that. So regardless, maybe the song isn't that good. I don't know. So let's dive in. Let's find out what she's cooking with.
Been trill, been doing it, been at it.
Is that Party?
Your flow is such a bore. Drinking a bottle of Henny through a straw.
If Party is on this song, that's going to be the craziest shit ever.
Bitch, you better stop the dialogue, or I hit calling by your catalog. Sigh, how you fucking mother Mary when she died? How you gonna get...
Yo, this just got personal. Is that a real thing? I've said a million times over before, personals are always going to be way better than punchlines. I don't care if you drop triple entendres throughout an entire track dissing somebody. If you drop personals in something like that that's true, or sometimes it doesn't even have to be true. You just create the narrative around it. You get people talking about it, and it hits the same as if it was true. But that kind of shit, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, this is about to get crazy. If that's an example of what's coming in this diss track, this shit gonna get crazy.
I hit calling by your catalog. Sigh, how you fucking mother Mary when she died? How you gonna get a king and can't cry? Child, bye. Bigfoot, but you still a small fry. Swearing on your dead mother when you lie. Hey yo, this little begging whore talking about Megan's Law. For a free beat, you can hit Megan Raw. If you a ghostwriter, party in Megan's jaw.
Woo! Okay. So this is something that I had asked about in a previous track that I didn't really understand, but apparently Megan was giving it up to her producer or beat maker, whatever you want to call him. I want to say Party had mentioned it in his track, and he said something about how, like, I didn't know that you was giving it up to this guy and you got me shaking hands and being friendly with him. And I thought that is kind of disrespectful personally. So she's taking that and running with it. And I like that. I like how she did that and played off the Megan's Law, which is pretty much a rebuttal of what Megan did to take a shot at her. So that was kind of fire. But then the next bar, she said something like, if you a ghostwriter, you could party in Megan's jaw. And, you know, obviously a play on Party that she was dating, and then party meaning, you know what I'm saying? You could do some things with that mouth. All right. So I feel like so far this is kind of fire.
For a free beat, you can hit Megan Raw. If you a ghostwriter, party in Megan jaw. Shot stone, but I still ain't let Megan soar. Bad bitch, she like 6 foot. I call her Bigfoot. The bitch fell off. I said, get up on your good foot.
I saw the IG live preview. I did a post about that for anybody that doesn't see that. But this, okay, that part right there I was aware of.
Still ain't top red movie. Trying to steal a source. I said, get up on my cook. But really, I'm a city pie. P-R-T-T-Y, but I'm P-E-T-T-Y. Why did you lie about your lipo? Fucking your best friend, man, is crazy. You the type, though. You was lying to the queen and you been lying to the king. Yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, personals, if that's the fact, again, that she slept with a friend's man. I'm all over the place right now because I'm still thinking about the bar that she said, like, you slept with your mom's man after she died. That still is resonating with me right now. So it's taking away some of my speech. But that's what I'm saying. Personals hit different. I feel like you got to get a response to this though, just off of that one bar alone.
But really, I'm a city pie. P-R-T-T-Y, but I'm P-E-T-T-Y. Why did you lie about your lipo? Fucking your best friend, man, is crazy. You the type, you was lying to the queen and you been lying to the king. Yeah, the 30-year-old teen so stale. Kylie kicked you out and made you stumble to the car. Bobs, I need a good alcohol bar. Roman, wait, that was the bar. Like a bodybuilder, I keep raising the bar. Fuck you, get shot with no scar. This little piggy toxic, somebody adopt it. Shouldn't get dark like chocolate. I'm about to get up in your ass, bitch, clench. Yeah, sorta like French. They got you on them Grammys, but your flow still a no. With a fiasco, Lupe. Future man, you pay. She wanna party with the baby while rubbing a Tory toupee. I guess she needed money bags for them chase songs. She cheat easy, car made a call for. Yo, why the fuck they poke the monster? Fucking with Nicki this year, ho, I'm coming like a punch star. She was mad that no nigga ever loved her. No nigga gon' stand 10 toes behind her. Is it my fault I got good vagina? Why the fuck is you humping on a minor? Cause she was lying on your dead mama. I'm not your dead mama, lying on your dead mama.
So some of the rest of that I wasn't the biggest fan of, like the whole like I'm getting in that ass clench. Like there were some parts that were a little bit odd to me, but then it seemed like she was going through some stuff that potentially was personal again. Something about Ask Lupe, you know, Future made you pay, which if that's the case is interesting. It seemed like she was probably going through some people that she thinks that she slept with, maybe, because she also mentioned G-Eazy and like played it into the bars. So that stuff was actually pretty cool. Like I said, there's been a few things. Oh shit, I went all the way back. There's been a few things in this so far that I feel like are pretty legit. The beginning of it though was heat. The beginning was heat, and I ain't gonna entertain any arguments against that. The beginning was heat. It kind of fell off a little bit as it went, but I still feel like she said enough so far that like it warrants a response. Let me try to find the place that I was at. But the thing that I wanted to stop it for was, it's interesting that this all came from Megan trying to point out something about her husband, which I don't really know much about him. I don't really know the entire situation, but I assume that he had some kind of a charge for either forcing something on a girl. I don't know if he was older, the girl was young. I don't know what it was. I'm assuming that it didn't have to do with a minor and him being older, because otherwise it'd make no sense for her to say what she said at the end about Megan, you know, messing with a minor or something like that she said, which I don't know a lot of the facts about this, so I don't know what parts are just kind of like fabricated and just made to kind of like boost up the diss, which again, there's nothing wrong with that, like creating a narrative and stuff, but I'm feeling like all this is probably true. Like they probably have a lot of information on each other, and I don't know much about that specific one. So if anybody knows, comment down below and fill me in, and also fill me in more about her husband, I guess.
You stumble to the car. Bobs, I need a good alcohol bar.
See, this whole part here, I'm not the biggest fan of, the alcohol bar, and it doesn't hit anywhere near like the beginning of this diss did.
Well, man, wait, that was the bar. Like a bodybuilder, I keep raising the bar. Fuck you, get shot with no scar. This little piggy toxic, somebody adopt it. Shouldn't get dark like chocolate. I'm about to get up in your ass, bitch, clench. Yeah, sorta like French. They got you on them Grammys, but your flow still a no. With a fiasco, Lupe. Future man, you pay. She wanna party with the baby while rubbing a Tory toupee.
That part I like as well, because it seemed like she was maybe playing with both of them at the same time, which is kind of wild, but you know, shit happens, I guess.
I guess she needed money bags for them Trey songs. She cheat easy, car made a call for. Yo, why the fuck they poke the monster? Fucking with Nicki this year, ho, I'm coming like a punch star. She was mad that no nigga ever loved her. No nigga gon' stand 10 toes behind her. Is it my fault I got good vagina? Why the fuck is you humping on a minor? Cause she was lying on your dead mama. I'm not your dead mama, lying on your dead mama. Lying on your dead mama, lying on your dead mama. Lying on your dead mama, lying on dead mama. Now listen up, Bigfoot. Now you know I got a lot of teeth. I went easy on you.
So it wasn't even that long, and there's still like 2 minutes left. So she talks for 2 more minutes. We're gonna listen to it because I want to hear what she has to say. I feel like the mistake that people are making is they're trying to judge this as a song, right? Like, oh, that shit wasn't a hit. Like these other songs that she did was better, or she's fallen off and all this other stuff. And I think what they're not understanding is that this was never meant to be like some kind of a hit song. This was literally put together as something to disrespect Megan Thee Stallion as much as she could. That's really all this was. And she did it in musical format because then she could release it on her platforms and it's going to have a much further reach, right? Like that's what I'm taking from it, right? Because it doesn't seem like she's going about it like, yo, I got to have like these super catchy flows. I've got to, you know, do these different things. She's really just saying some really foul shit. And she just did it over a beat, right? Like I think that's where the misconception is coming in, and people are trying to judge it based on her other music. And I don't think that that's at all what this is about. I think that this is about her saying, again, some foul shit. Like, lying on your dead mama, lying on, like, that's just disrespectful. Like, pointing out her mom's dead and saying that you lying on her and stuff like that. You slept with her man after she passed away. You know what I mean? Like pretty much saying you was messing with the baby and Tori, dropping G-Eazy's name in the bar, like just different things like that to just try to like get under her skin, because I feel like what she said clearly must have got under Nicki's skin, at least enough for her to want to drop this track. So I don't feel like this was bad. Like, as far as like, she said some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that definitely can make somebody pretty upset if they hear it. So I feel like that was the entire intention. And we'll see if Megan decides to respond. I think if I was Megan, I would respond. I think it's a smart idea, especially with a lot of people trying to hate on Nicki over it. I think this is a perfect chance for Megan to capitalize and gain even more fans and have more people kind of boost her up. And I'm not saying that I'm picking sides. I'm just saying from an unbiased third-party standpoint, just outside looking in, like, this is a great opportunity for Megan to get more attention on her. And a lot of times that's what happens when somebody disses somebody else. Now, Megan is already going crazy. Like, her views is up there. Her, like, it's not like she's some little rapper that needs a big boost or anything like that. But to have this opportunity to go back and forth with Nicki, who's been considered the queen of rap, it really only boosts you in the long run, right? Like, you're going to have some information maybe spilled out there because, you know, Nicki's saying some shit and people might question some of that. But on a music standpoint, you're going to end up gaining fans that are probably going to rock with you long after this, right? Because at the end of the day, people just, they like the back and forth. Not everybody really gives a shit about all the facts, to be completely honest with you. There are going to be some people, and you'll see it talked about on Twitter, so it feels like it's everybody. But Twitter is such a small percentage of the entire world, and the rest of the people just really don't give a shit most of the time. They just want to hear some stuff, right? When you think about it, you see something trending on Twitter, it's like, yo, the world is talking about this. But Twitter, I think, last time I looked, was like 8% of the entire world, right? So it's like, in all reality, it's not even a quarter of the world is talking about what you see trending. It's not even 10%, right? So it's not that big of a deal. So I think that, again, this is a great opportunity for Megan. She should respond, but maybe she doesn't. Maybe she thinks, oh, I'm going to take the high road, which, again, she doesn't need the boost, but it would still be a boost. So this was interesting. I don't think Nicki did anything wrong with it. I don't think all the hate that she's getting is deserved. I think the people are just misinterpreting this and trying to make it like it's meant to be a hit song when that's not at all her plan. She clearly came out just trying to throw disrespect at Megan, and I think she accomplished that.
Last fragment good ass bitch. You know, whenever I meet a woman that would fuck her friend's man and let your friend talk about your ex-friend baby on the internet, I know that they have a very evil spirit. Where my prayer warriors at? I don't think you want the next installment of this song. I know it's the most attention you've ever gotten. One flow hoe, but trust me. If you don't apologize to your mom in 24 hours, shit gonna get uglier than Ken Barbie. Okay? Don't cry.
Yo, I don't know who Ken Barbie is, but I saw that as one of the tweets that they responded saying, like, why am I in this? Or it was throwing some shots back or something. So clearly Nicki's not a fan of that person. I have no idea who they are, but that's wild. Okay, so I feel like she's also trying to deter Megan from responding, saying, like, I got more shit on deck. Try me. And that might be the case because this wasn't very long. Funny enough, I know that there's this, I wouldn't want to say drama, especially now with the Megan and Nicki thing going on, but Tom McDonald just dropped something with Ben Shapiro, and he said, Nicki, take notes. And I saw that Nicki had tweeted about it, but it's just kind of funny, the timing of it all, because Tom McDonald was somebody that I saw battle Mac Lethal back and forth in some diss tracks. And Tom's first one was kind of like, it was cool, but it wasn't like that great. And so I'm like, yo, Mac Lethal about to eat this man alive. And Mac's response was fire. But then Tom came out the gate with heat. You know what I'm saying? And so I could see that being something that Nicki's doing right now, where she kind of threw some shots, and I feel like she threw some real serious disrespect. But she's claiming, I got more on deck. Like, try me and find out. Meaning that, you know, a response to Megan coming after Megan coming, you know, I'm losing my words. If Megan responds to this and Nicki has to come back a second time, it might be way worse than what we just heard as far as disrespect, but it might also be just crazier all around, right? So I'm hoping for it because I love the back and forth. I'm just a third party just watching and having fun.
And also, I'd like to say to my supporters, I love you. May God bless you. You're amazing. All the good pussy girl them too, yes. But I'm very serious. Ho, the things that you've lied about, even pertaining to your mom, you don't want them out, okay? Now, since you think it's funny to speak about people's families, we'll all join in. We'll all play the reindeer games. Soon as your new nose heals,
She hitting her with some ASMR.
and soon as your... Well, let's leave that for the second installment.
Do we think Megan responds? That's the question. I almost feel like she put Megan in a position where she has to respond. It all depends. Like, if she knows that Nicki really has some secrets that she doesn't want out, then maybe you don't respond, right? Because you don't want more to come forward in songs and stuff. But again, not everybody takes everything as serious, and not everybody is really listening to the point where it's like gonna affect her career that much. I feel like with celebrities, we talk about getting canceled or getting like destroyed and oh, no one's gonna listen to you anymore. But once you reach a certain point, I think it's very hard to make that happen. One of the only places I've ever seen that happen was like 50 Cent and Ja Rule. And that's also because he had M on his side and like all of them, you know, Dre, everybody was pretty much there to go against Ja Rule. And I think that really just kind of messed him up. But usually you don't see that happen. Usually, regardless of who wins, they both kind of thrive from it in the long run. And Ja was just one of those unlucky people that fell into the special category that did not work. But if she thinks that she doesn't have secrets and stuff like that, it's like you've got to respond, because the way that Nicki just put it, if you don't, people are going to think, oh, there's some more shit. There's some stuff about Megan, and she didn't respond because she's scared that it's going to come out. Like, that's going to be the mentality among some people. And I feel like, again, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but that might make her want to respond and be like, hold up, I ain't going to let you make everybody believe that there's some mad shit out there about me that, you know, I don't want released. I'm going to respond, and we'll see say what you got to say. So I don't know. We'll see. It's early in the morning. I feel like I'm having trouble getting my words out right now, but I think that this was interesting. I think that the disrespect and what she wanted to do with it, I think that was effective. I think as a song, as like a hit song, yeah, it's not that great. It wasn't meant to be, right? Like, that's not what the point of it was. I think that a lot of the best diss tracks aren't always necessarily the best songs. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to, say, Eminem versus MGK, Eminem destroyed that man's life with Kill Shot. But in all reality, MGK's diss was probably a better song, so to speak. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it had more to it like a song would have. But that wasn't the point of their back and forth. The point of their back and forth was to destroy that other person. And that's exactly what Eminem's Kill Shot did, right? So that's why it won, and that's why it's so heavily regarded. So I don't think that it matters at the end of the day how good of a song it is. I think it depends on what you said and what disrespect you threw and the results that come from it. So let's find out what happens. I appreciate you guys. I was a little long-winded in this one, but, you know, sometimes you got to talk about some things. And, I will catch you in the next one, homies.